So we're here at Mera Luna Festival. I'm sitting here with the Sisters of Mercy. Thank you guys for being here.
Thank you for asking us.
Can you introduce yourselves to the audience?
I'm Ben Christo. I play guitar and sing backing vocals.
I'm Dave. I play keyboards and do all the drums and stuff, whatever that is.
I'm Dylan. I also play guitar and do the singy bit.
And I have my own microphone.
Hold it.
All right, guys. You're back on tour now after COVID. How has the response been so far from the audience?
I mean, it's been amazing. I mean, everyone's so psyched to be back out there. We're psyched to be back out there. I mean, the shows have been great. Always people turning up saying it's so good to get back out there. I mean, 2 years is a long time to not do what you do. So it's been pretty good, I think. And the response has been great. So, Ben, would you like to add to that?
Yeah, and whenever we've had a moment, as you tend to, of being on the bus or backstage, and fucking hell, you suddenly remind ourselves, we've missed this so much. It's so grateful to be back doing this and be bored. I'm happy to be bored backstage. This is amazing.
I'm happy to do my laundry in the sink.
Yeah. So it's pretty cool.
All right. Any outstanding gigs from the tour? Like any standout gigs? Okay.
Oh yeah, we did one in Thessaloniki a couple of nights ago. That was really outstanding. Just an amazing crowd, and at the end, in the last song, it started raining. There was a thunderstorm, lightning. It was so dramatic.
So cool.
It was as if we'd set it up.
Yeah.
It was just so atmospheric, and it was actually in this corrosion, which also has rain in the video. So it seemed like we planned it. So it was pretty cool.
Bulgaria was cool too.
And then
lots of good gigs on that tour.
And then back on the main tour, I remember Madrid being particularly good as well. In fact, pretty much all the shows that we did on this tour have been the most enjoyable that this band has ever done since I've been in it. I think this new dynamic that we've got together works really well, and also I think the combination of the lockdown being quite frustrating, but also being really prolific for us because we were able to write a lot of new songs together over the internet, and then getting to play those. So it finally felt as if so much had come together of this band. The last time we came out as this band, it was the early stages of it. It was the first time Dylan had been involved, and his appearance in the band has made a huge change to all of us. So now it feels like this tour was everything kind of coming together, the new material, the new lineup, and it's just been, all of the shows have been great.
Perfect. Yeah, that would have been my next question. Dylan, you're the newest member. You've been in the band for like 4 years.
Yeah, I think since 2019.
How has the dynamic changed? Like you've been very productive since that.
Yeah, I mean, it's the obvious thing is, I mean, Ben and I know each other for a long time and have worked together before in lots of capacities, and we sort of get each other musically. And I mean, the combination of our songwriting and Cref, I mean, it's just really easy. It's not difficult for us. We don't really have a problem, coming up with stuff. So that works really well. And I mean, it's always good to have something new as well. New faces, fresh. I mean, and it seems to invigorate Andrew as well. He seems pretty happy with the lineup the way it is now. He seems to be having a great time, which I shouldn't say, but he's having fun. I shouldn't say that, but he's enjoying the shows, and he says it quite frequently. So, yeah, and the feedback there, it seems to be a pretty cool thing. Yeah.
It's a lot louder backstage now. Dylan talks a lot.
Yeah, I bang my head a lot more than the other guys on the bunk because, I'm tall. That's about the other important thing, so, yeah.
That's the problems that come with the rockstar lifestyle.
Dude, it's a real thing. I have to sleep diagonal. I can't even get in the bunk. Like, you have to squeeze me in, push me in with your foot and then lock the door. But I can survive. But yeah, I think that really, just that change. I mean, something fresh, something new. The band's been around a long time, right? And this particular lineup really seems to really work and solidify the modern sound and direction. Yeah. We've all been doing it a long time. We all know what we want to do, and yeah, we do it well together. So it's really injected the band with a new sense of vigor.
It's also really cool that to become part of an established band and be able to put your creative input into it.
Absolutely.
That's the most important bit, really, because this tour, I think we played 12 new songs of our songs that we'd written down during the lockdown, which is, it suddenly felt like the majority of the set was actually our stuff, rather than stuff that was written 25 years ago. I mean, we still play those songs, the big hits and things, but it felt much more like our band now, I think.
Yeah, and what was important about that is even in previous years, the set list has always been songs that have come from many different members of the band over the years, whereas this time, half of the set is written by the band that is on the stage right now.
Yeah.
And so the energy that brings, that we've written these songs together as this band, is really cohesive. And I actually had a bit of a realization this morning that one of the first new songs that we wrote together, Dylan and I, when we were in a rehearsal, we just started playing it, and Dylan said, "Oh my God, imagine us playing this at the Maryluna Festival."
Yeah, we actually said that. Imagine at Maryluna down the front.
And that actually helped almost with the writing of the song, because we're like, oh yeah, and then we started really getting into it.
Really working,
And then tonight we're here and we're going to play it. Yeah. It's like a really nice manifestation.
That's a good point, actually.
Yeah.
Which song is it?
It's called "I Will Call You."
Yeah. Okay.
And we just started playing that riff, and it was one of those creative moments where I think the best creative moments, they just sort of appear from the ether. You don't sit down and go, okay, what about this? What about this? What about this? That's not a creative process. That's more like an exercise. Whereas I think I just started playing it. He started playing his part. It was just happening, and this is awesome. We both were like energized by it. I've had a lot of coffee as well at the time, but it was the energy of the music, definitely.
I think it's interesting that I think in future years a lot of bands will probably look back and actually say COVID was one of the most useful things that ever happened. We wrote 30 songs, I think, in that time. And, that wouldn't have happened had we been working. So strangely, it almost completely reinvigorated the band by having that time off. Because it was the only thing you could do, write songs, it was like everyone's stuck in their bedroom.
Plus we just suddenly had this new energy in the band with Dylan. We've done a whole bunch of dates around the world in 2019, so we felt energized, we felt galvanized. And suddenly, oh no, now you can't do anything.
Yeah.
So it was almost like a rallying.
We were all dressed up for the party, but the party wasn't there.
Yeah, we were sent home just as we were about to go on.
Yeah, the fourth show in England, wasn't it?
Yeah, we'd done 4 shows in England, and then we were about to fly to Europe, and that was weird.
But it was like literally, we just finished. It was Nottingham, right?
Yeah.
Rock City, and it's like we're on the bus, and it's like, oh, we're going to go to the airport now instead. Like we literally at 4 a.m. just dropped us off at the airport. Everyone go home. So it was like that quick, the turnaround. So. Yeah, as Ben said, we were really jacked up and ready to go, like too many coffees or whatnot. But yeah, so it's great to be back, definitely.
Yeah, but it's cool that you don't just start from where you stopped, but you have a whole new situation now. You have a bigger catalogue. Talking about the new songs, so you have personal favorites of the new material you want to share?
I love that we do a song called Here, which is a big anthem sort of song. You'll hear it at the end of the set. That's a great song. There's a song called When I'm on Fire, which is probably one of the poppiest things the Sisters have ever done. It's great. I love playing it.
It's dark pop.
Dark pop. No.
I really like I Will Call You, and I also really like there's a song called Eyes of Caligula, which is quite an epic kind of sound. And I always say this, we had a really great comment from a Swedish reviewer who came to the show, and he said that of the new material, he felt like it was taking the best elements of the big three records, and then just reworking it for 2022, something that was new and fresh, that respected the heritage of the band, whilst not just rehashing it, whilst bringing in a new flavour. And I think part of that is due to the fact that Dylan and I grew up listening to the band, so we've got a very clear reference point of what do we want to do, combined with all our other influences that we have as well.
So
yeah, definitely. Let's say, like Ben says, like big fan of the band before you're in the band, so you already know what the band is, and then you think, well, what can I bring to this, and what can I bring to this in 2022? You know what I mean? So we take all the great elements, but also what we want to add to ourselves, and we get this amazing new formula. It's pretty cool. But having that perspective I think it's amazingly useful, when it comes to songwriting, because we get the band we're in. You know what I mean? So
definitely.
Yeah.
What would your younger self say if you would tell them now you're going to be the Sisters of
Well, I got a story about that. When I was like, 19 or something, I was in a music store in Melbourne, in Australia, right, where I grew up, and I bought this cassette single. You kids can Google that, cassettes. They used to go into the thing, you know what I mean? But like, and I bought it because it looked cool. I didn't know what it was. It was a Sisters of Mercy single for Under the Gun and Alice or something.
I can't copy that.
So that was the first thing I bought, and I was like, this looks cool, because we didn't have the internet and shit like that, and there was no coverage. I just thought, this looks cool. Took it home. So I knew Alice and Under the Gun like well before I knew what the band was. So I've always sort of had sisters there. You know what I mean? I think Ben and I both share a love for Under the Gun. But yeah, I've lost my chain of thought. But I think it's really cool to be a fan, and to come in with that perspective is what I'm getting at.
That's really weird. I didn't actually know it was that single because
I
I got the same vinyl single. I got that same Under the Gun Alice. I wanted the B-side. I wanted Alice.
Yeah,
right? And I'd never heard Under the Gun. I wanted Alice. And I was in a just independent record store in Bristol, which is where I'm from. There's a very strong accent there, which is kind of like that, kind of like a big mixture of a farmer and a pirate, which is where I'm from. And the guy behind the desk, I put the vinyl down, and he looked at it and he went, Sisters of Percy, Under the Thumb, right? And I remember that every time. I remember that for the rest of my life. That silly accent making fun of what I was buying, and so even when we play it, I'm still thinking of that. But that was weird. I didn't know you had the same single.
That's the story. And that was literally I was 19 or 18 or 17, really young, and literally the same thing, but other sides of the world.
Yeah.
And then we come together to do it, and now we're playing the songs off that single. That's pretty weird, man.
That is
it kind of, if you're into that kind of shit, you know what I mean?
Yeah. But you two have made music together before, right? How did you meet in the first place?
We disagree on how we first met. So I don't think anyone will ever really know. But
just keep that out there. It's a mystery.
I was introduced to him and we just connected instantly. He's got such a great warm personality, he's got such a good energy to him, and something that is often been repressed in me as an English person is that is often repressed, that excitement, that energy, that enthusiasm. And instantly I was attracted to him because of that. Like, wow, he's who I want to be. I want to have that confidence and that outward energy and then it wasn't long after that, I think, that he asked me to play in his band iNation for a couple of shows that they had. I loved the music and I was just so energized to get up and perform these great songs that he'd done everything himself. He created this entire album himself, like a kind of resident thing. He'd done everything. Great music, great songs, and so we did a couple of shows together, and it was just brilliant. It was as if we'd been together for a long time. I remember after that thinking, maybe we should do more. Maybe there has to be something more in this. Such a good chemistry, yeah.
I have a new project here. It's called the Sisters of Mercy.
So I've got this little band. Do you want to join it? But as Ben says, the chemistry we have on and off stage. I mean, Ben's like my brother. I don't have any brothers, but if I did, I'd want him to be this good looking and talented and modest. You know what I mean? So yeah, we work well together. And then you chuck in Cref on top with little sprinkles. It's just like it's a beautiful birthday cake. That's not a very good quote. Don't quote that. That was pretty.
Can you say that? You can't say that.
Can't. That was pretty shit. Make it sound cooler later in post. But yeah, just bleep that bit out. Bleep bleep bleep. Cake. Yeah.
We're gonna change it in the German subtitles.
The guy's like, they didn't say that, did they? Was it das? Yeah. Cool.
All right, let's talk a little bit more about your set today. Is it also going to be made up of 50% new material, or?
I haven't seen the set list yet.
Are we allowed to say? I don't know. Is
this
going to be after?
Yeah.
Aired after.
Yeah.
Aired after.
You know what the set list is.
I know what the set list is. I know what the set list is.
I don't know what the set
50-50, is it?
Yeah, I think it's a fair 50-50 mix of our new songs and the classics and the sort of the greatest hit stuff. So it's a pretty good mix. Initially I was concerned that going out and playing a lot of new songs might be off-putting for an audience. But the response we've had, people have been excited, people have been vibed up, and even in the Greek gig we did, I saw people singing along with the words to these new songs because, and this is what a younger fan said to me, he was 21, I said, like, how do you know all these songs? He said, I just make a YouTube playlist of the live stuff and I walk around listening to it. That's how he listens to the songs. And I think also because the songs, even though they don't know the songs, they sound like this band.
Yeah.
It's not like we're completely changing direction and doing something really outlandish. You'd be like, what's this? It's like, wow, this sounds like the band I really like, even though I don't know the song. So and I think they're well-written songs. So it's still getting a positive response, even though it's the first time a lot of people will have heard this stuff.
I think to build on what Ben's saying there is that often you look down and people, like, we'll play a song for the first time live, but people will start trying to sing along because they kind of think like they know it already, because it sounds like what Sisters would be, you know what I mean? Like, but you see them like they sort of start to sing, but like, we've never played this before. Like, it's really cool to watch in the front row, but a lot of people, they sort of connect straight away because it sounds like what they want sisters to be. And
I think the thing these days is that, every time we play a new song, it's on YouTube.
Like
before the night's even over, it's up. So people can go and find these songs, and there'll be 50 versions of it, by now. So
that's insane.
Yeah.
Literally every gig, every song, it's up there.
It's up there before we've even got off stage.
It's already up.
Yeah, it's crazy.
In the break between the...
Like,
go off stage between the... What's that thing called?
Yeah.
Bleep that bit out too. It's been a long day. But you go off stage for the encore and it's like, oh, someone just posted a video of the song you just played. It's like, it's crazy. I'm like, thanks for reminding me I made a mistake in that solo or whatever. And it's there forever. That's the glory of the internet. I can relive that mistake over and over.
And I can keep showing
and Kraft can keep rubbing it in my face. Look what you did. Look what you did. Anyway, so we love the internet for that. It's a great reminder.
Yeah, like a lot of bands actually are afraid to play their new material before the album comes out because they want people to hear it in the studio version before playing it live because they could fuck up. But since you're not putting out studio versions of the songs, I think it's a whole different situation. Which leads to my next question: is it still the status that there's never gonna be a new Sisters album, or did your perspective change a little with all the creative new energy?
I'll let you take that one, Ben.
You have.
You can answer that.
I guess the answer is there are no plans to make an album. There are no plans to not make an album.
Oh, very good. Very good.
Ooh,
You've been drilled by the management. Come on.
It's like, wait, I got we are not making an album. We are making an album. No, we're not. So there we go.
It could be longer and more politician-wise, couldn't it? It could have been like, given the circumstances that have been presented to us, we are given the talk for like 5 minutes, and you're like, what's the answer?
We just cut straight to what we don't know. Maybe yes, no, yes.
I had no sexual relation with that woman.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
Okay, but is there gonna be maybe a live album or something like that? Proper.
Already.
Yeah, but.
I think there's a bit like Ben said, really. Anything is possible at this point.
Yeah.
We're not ruling anything out. I think we'd be being dishonest if we didn't say that obviously the three of us would like to put it out as an album. And I don't think that's... But we understand that, there's a bigger picture to it all. But nothing is off the table.
Well, what I think is interesting about the development of this band in the last 3 years is there are so many things we're doing now that we never thought would be possible 3 years ago.
Yeah.
Just the amount of new songs we've written, and that it has come together. I've been in the band since 2006, and in that time, 2 new songs were brought to the set. 2. Right?
Count them. 1, 2.
And for whatever reasons, and then since Dylan joined, 12 new songs have been, and even more have been written. And even more have been written. So if that's possible, what else is possible? I think we are in a stage with the band now where we're just suddenly seeing lots of things happening that we never thought could happen.
And it's like, what's behind what's stopping it?
What does the end really mean? What's stopping it?
I told you, watch Spinal Tap. If you don't, you just should. Kids, watch Spinal Tap. And then watch it again. Well, I'm not endorsed by them, so no, that was not solicited. That was just an actual recommendation. So.
All right. Okay, I have a question here that I've got to read off my paper because it's from a colleague of mine who's the Sisters of Mercy superfan, and I
say that that's a big call. He's going to have to come in pretty hard. There's some people with 200 shows and stuff, and like tattoo on their forehead and stuff.
Yeah, pretty much like
their
that.
children are named like Andrew. Like literally, you need. If this is a super fan, I want to see proof because there's got some people out there. I'm telling you, man, they're the ones like. Was that cool girl Karen in Belgium makes Lego figures?
Yeah.
Made tapestry. The coolest thing. She made a Lego diorama of the whole band stage set. It's the coolest thing you've ever seen, right?
And then made it into a coffee table book.
Yeah, and then made it a book and then presented it to us. And then she made tapestries of the band, which is just amazing. But she made one of Andrew in all these different phases. There's some seriously cool fans out there that make some really cool shit. And we were saying we want to get the Lego thing made. So if you work at Lego, give us a call. But so when you say super fan, so read your question. We'll see. We'll be the judge. We'll tell you if he's a super fan.
Too much. Yeah. I already regret it. Okay. Mike Varjak, I hope I pronounced it correctly, has songwriting credits on Are We Going to Be Bad? Does that mean it's based on an old demo? Because he's only been in the band for 2 years, between 1997 and 1999.
Ben's got this one.
None of us actually have a clear answer to that question because it was something that happened in an era when we weren't involved. So I don't think we can answer that in a way that would be satisfying.
Yeah, we can comment on that. Yeah, we can neither confirm nor deny.
Okay.
Sorry, superfan.
Another question from him.
Is it you? Is it you? That's your question.
Undercover.
Yeah, it's like, dude, like right here, yeah.
I'm also a super fan, but not to this extent. I didn't make Lego figures. All right, the song Far Parade, the lyrics have been up on the website for quite some time, but the song hasn't been released yet. Is it going to be released?
These questions are pretty good. I can see where they're going with this. I don't know.
I don't know either.
Ben, do you know?
What's the actual question?
Yeah, it's even better. That's some super avoiding skills.
What is the actual question?
You want to read it again?
Is Far Parade going to be released?
Yeah.
My understanding of it was that it is simply a lyric. That was the last thing I heard.
Oh, it's a poem.
Yeah.
Right.
That may change. But that was the last thing I heard.
Strangely, a lot of Andrew's songs start off. He writes a lot of lyrics just in a book. So they're often more like poems when we first get them, and then sometimes we will have a tune and we will try different things from his book, or he'll try different things. So I guess everything starts off sort of as a poem, because I can't think of an occasion where he's written
To a piece of music.
Yeah. It's never like that. He just writes down ideas and then they will become lyrics. He doesn't take a tune we've written and then write some lyrics for it. That's not the way it works. So you know.
So your creative process is that he provides lyrics and then you guys get together and write the music?
Sort of. It varies. I mean, it has varied. But yeah, with this particular bunch of songs, because we were all working separately in different countries, and sending things through the internet, we were just putting together pieces of music, and then we would then all meet up. We met up, we were rehearsing in Antwerp, and we would then kind of try and correlate some of that stuff, the musical ideas with some of his lyrics. We would meet up with him, and there were various sessions where we did that, and out of that these songs started to come, and then often we'd take them away, do more work on them. But yeah, there's not a definitive creative process, I don't think, but
if there was, it would be like, just make it sound like Motorhead every time, and they never do. But I love Motorhead. I mean, if you don't love Motorhead, kids again, you should. But yeah, this is what Kraft's the same. You know what I mean? Like every song's different. But yeah, Andrew often has like very strong visions and ideas for lyrics and stuff. And sometimes he'll say, I was thinking this for this, or I want this one to be like that. But I mean, generally, the music we do the music and then. Yeah, marry the lyrics,
Or he'll come in, he'll say, I think it should be this speed,
Yeah.
and maybe the first chord is this, and then that, and then we kind of start figuring out what that is, and then embellishing it and writing musical riffs and things around it. I think sometimes some of these songs, apparently, he's had a vision for many, many years, but he's never felt that it was the right time to manifest them, to bring them to fruition, and now with this band he does, which is a real honour. I think some of one particular song I think has been kicking around for 20 years as a lyric in his head, and a song idea in his head, and he just never felt that the time was right until the guys got together.
I got nothing else about that. That's very good.
Yeah.
All right. But it's cool that you're all answering questions. Okay. Since we just talked about the website, it's active. There's stuff happening at the website, but the design itself looks like it's been made in the 90s.
I think it's done on DOS 3.2 or something. That's a joke.
All you kids Google what DOS is, but I was going to say, like, you're a super fan. All the questions seem to come from that section of the website, which is the most active part of the site, the only active part of the site.
Yeah.
But it's a niche web design.
One thing I'll say about that website is that it's incredibly reliable and fast, and you can access it on any browser, and it really does, and the information's there and you need it, and that I think is a bonus.
So when there's going to
Ben
be
works
a
for
new
the web
album,
designer as well. He's sponsored.
but if there's going to be a new album at some point, you've got to redesign the website too.
I can neither comment. I cannot comment or comment. There's just literally, that's most questions we can have the same answer.
Yeah, it's like that might make it actually more difficult than making an album. It's been there a long time, that website.
That website's older than I am.
Yeah,
I think.
it is.
It's probably, yeah.
Yeah.
What's your age?
I'm only 19.
Oh, yeah.
I just live very hard, so I look like this.
All right. You totally got me out of my flow.
Yeah, that's good, man. Where's the nose? Go back.
That's what he does.
Where are we?
That's what he does.
You already recorded a short video for the Maradona, stating that it's one of your favorite festivals. Is this something you do for every festival, or is it really the case?
Well, I was very careful. I didn't say it's my favourite festival. I said it's one of our favourites. And that could be, there's no limit to how many festivals could be in that list of favourites.
But when you have in mind playing a song on Maradona main stage while writing it, that means it's got to be
Absolutely, yeah. So I think that was very, very natural that suddenly came to us. Oh my God, imagine playing it there. We didn't go, hey, imagine playing it at da-da-da. It was like, there. Yeah. That was where. So I think it's that lends credence to that comment that this is something that we think is a really important place to play for us, and some of the best festival shows that I've done. See, some of the best, not the best. Within the list of bests, have been here. This is the third time that I've played here with the band, and it's the one that I'm the most excited about. Like, really vibed up to play tonight. These songs, this crowd, I think it's going to be awesome. Whereas previously it'd just been like, yeah, cool, a show. Yeah, but tonight I feel with these guys, it's going to be something special.
How many times have you played here with the band?
I've played here. This will be the third.
Yours?
I think 3, yeah.
Did you do the 2005 one?
Maybe I didn't, so I might have only done it twice. Yeah, because that was my period of not being here. Yeah.
Right. Looking forward to that. Are you going to play a new song tonight that you haven't played yet?
I think that's unlikely, simply because we're right at the end of, this is almost the end of the tour. We've still got an Australian tour, but we've been out since March. Yeah. And I think there is a song we could play, but I don't think we will, because I can't imagine that we put in a brand new song tonight.
So that's interesting. You don't have fixed set lists up
front?
No.
So I mean, we have an idea, a basic set that we're going to do, but they can change. And if Andrew comes in and wants to do a different song, then we'll do it. You know, often the set list is printed just before we go on stage.
As we go on stage.
And sometimes there's a roadie going around.
Yeah, literally crossing it off as we're walking on stage.
And then playing something else.
We've each got a printer by our microphone, just so we can just come in as we walk onto stage.
Yeah, that's in our writer, a printer, lots of paper, because this shit.
No, it's fairly fluid.
Sometimes in the middle of a song, I'm like, we're not playing this one anymore. Just stop.
Set list changes in real time. Like, hang on.
Let's get this like on the side of the stage. No, stop. But no, it's quite flexible and fluid. Yeah. But yeah, obviously, thank you, Ben. There's obviously a core bunch of songs we're like not going to play. I mean, if we didn't play Corrosion or Temple, we'd probably be like, stabbed on the way out. Like, we're going to play those, but there's always that little room for a little bit of, and you never know. Never say never, because we could walk in, Andrew might be like, we're doing this one tonight, boys, and like, we just... There's hello?
It's all right, sorry to interrupt.
No.
There's stuff in the set now that, for my first 10 years in the band, I never dreamed we'd have in the set. And it's in there, and it's a current tune, and it's become a mainstay. So there are all songs that we've talked about that we would love to bring back, that haven't been played or have not been played for a long, long time, and anything's possible from the back catalogue. Although there's also the fact that we really enjoy the fact we're playing our new songs as well.
Yeah.
So we're trying to focus our energies in a kind of even way between our new stuff and pushing the band forward. And then now and then, let's bring that one back and let's sort of update it a bit, but still, give it its original vibes and stuff.
We often on each tour, I think we've maybe brought one new song back that hasn't been played for a long time, and always tried to do it and update it a little as well. So I because there's so much in the catalogue, and there's so many songs that haven't been played for so many years. It's kind of just nice to bring one of them back, and everyone goes, "Wow!"
I think also Andrew seems particularly keen to play the new one. Sometimes we have to sort of say, "Well, we got to chill a bit here. We can't do 25 new songs a night." You know what I mean? Because especially on the last tour, he's been like, "Let's just do all the new ones," and we've got to strike a balance. You know what I mean? We can't go out and do 25 new songs, and we could, but there'd be an awful lot of just like, you know what I mean? So, but he's definitely more into the new stuff. It seems these days. Yeah. He's very open to getting out there and trying it. So that's why we say we don't know. He could come in tonight.
I think there's Andrew doesn't ever want to look backwards. He wants to look forwards. So he's always more interested in a new thing you've done than something he did 25 years ago. And I completely understand that. Totally. I mean, he knows that the people want to hear those songs, but he would rather play a brand new song. And I think that's always been the case. But this time he's suddenly got lots of new songs, which like Ben was saying earlier, before that it was like 2 songs over 5 years, wasn't it, or more? So now he can do that. He wants to do it. He wants to play new stuff. He always believes we should be looking forward, I think.
Yeah, and I feel that's really being reflected in the audiences that we're getting. On this last tour, we've seen more and more sort of people in the 18 to 25 bracket turning up to these shows, and the front rows are like young people. How do you even know this band? Yeah. And they've learned about it through their parents or through other bands that name check the Sisters. Yeah. A lot of much sort of younger, successful bands, rock bands, and talk about the Sisters all the time. And also, I think the way that things like Spotify work is it just instantly connects you to a band without you necessarily even searching for it. You'll see a song name or a picture or something. Wow, what's that? And I'll click on it instantly. So it's good that we've got that nice balance of a nod to the past whilst being very progressive. And I think something that Andrew would never want to do is the whole, bands go out and do, hey, let's do this album in its entirety. And it works. It works for a lot of bands. Yeah. I just feel for us it doesn't, because it would feel weird us lot going out and playing an album from 1987 or whatever that was just different people at the time, and we've got to almost like session play it. It just doesn't really work with the dynamic of this band. Maybe it works well with bands where those members are still in the band. Then the original lineup is still there, and it's like a nice thing for them. But for us, it just doesn't really feel right.
I think we never do. If you look at the shows we do, we never do 80s retro type concerts or festivals, and there are lots of those sort of things where bands, but the Sisters would never be on one of those bills. He never wants to see it as a sort of retro 80s thing. It's about what we're doing now.
Yeah, it's a weird thing, because obviously the band's massive legacy, massive history, and we're all aware of that. But when I'm in the band and we're together, I feel like this is the band now. This is Sisters. This is now is what Sisters is. Obviously, there's a great history and respect, and a lot of great players, a lot of great musicians throughout the years. But I mean, to me, it doesn't feel like, oh, I'm in that band. I'm in this band. This is the Sisters. Yeah. Now, this is what Sisters is in 2022.
And it feels like the people are actually getting that, because we had a signing session earlier today, and it was crowded. He had to double the time. We're planning with like 30 minutes, and they were there for an hour, and we just got it in time, but it was really, really crowded. So. Without Andrew, just for you guys, because you're part of the band.
Yes.
Which was great. And it's actually a very fortunate position that both Dylan and I have come into, a hugely established band that wants us to be the members of the band, that wants us to be creative input. It isn't just saying, right, here's set list, play it. Also, you can't really stand too close to the front of the stage. If you could just back off a bit, can you just don't cross this line. That you sometimes see with big bands that they bring in newer members, and those members are almost like, they're pushed almost like sometimes not on the stage.
Well, you're lucky because you play in a band where the singer doesn't want to be seen anyway.
Absolutely. So yeah, it's like go to the front, guys. Absolutely. Yeah.
Whereas we like showing off.
I mean, I'm pretty shy on stage. I'm a bit of a shrinking violet up there, so you know, once I get through my massive stage fright, I can engage the crowd, but it takes a lot of work. Like,
I'm gonna be there and cheer you up later.
Yeah, thanks, man. I'm already starting to get a bit woo-hoo.
All right, that's it with the sisters questions. You want to talk about your solo music?
No.
I am. I got a project with the Vienna Philharmonic. It's a 270-piece orchestra, and we're reimagining the Jesus Christ Superstar musical, but in a modern context, set in southern Italy. Yeah. That's not true, but you can bleep that too if you want. I'm just talking shit now. No, we're okay. So this is pretty cool.
Yeah. A lot of what Dylan says isn't true.
Yes,
I just want to make that very clear.
Keeps you guessing.
Yeah. No, it doesn't.
You say that, but it doesn't. Yeah.
Assume this interview to be 90% factual.
Yeah. But that's the thing. There'll be people out there Googling now, has Dylan got a side project? You know what I mean? When they see this, he does. No, yeah. So.
All right.
You look, you've got something to say. Graf, you have something to say?
No.
Just come
now
to the
because you'll fill in all the gaps.
Yeah. Gap. Well, I'm good. Let's go to the bar.
All right. Any last words for the fans out there? Anything you wanna add to the interview?
Have a good time.
All the time.
Thanks for having us. We love Mary Luna.
Yeah.
We love it.
Thank you for being here.
Super cool. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, and thank you for so supportive you've been on this
Yeah.
on this recent tour this year. It's been amazing to see so many people coming out and being supportive of us and our new material, and it's been really invigorating and life affirming, I think, for us to have had that feedback to something that we're really passionate about. And initially, we're a little bit nervous about presenting these new songs, and it's been so brilliant. So thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Oh, I want to say that too.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you, everyone, especially Mary Luna.
Perfect. It's a wrap. Thank you, guys.
Awesome.
Good. Let's
Thank you
get
so
drunk.
much.
Yeah. All right. Thanks, bud.
Thank you so much.